Okay, it's time for today's CSS Battle. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so it's a little heart. I think we're going to go nested template. Let's set this background to yellow. We'll leave this a red for now until we've put the margins in. I think that's going to be about 40 and 60. Let's see how much of that covers. Okay, 50, 60, 70 looks good. 70, 80, 90, 100 looks good. Okay, now then, let's have a radial gradient. We'll have it of this color, and it's about half that box, so about 50 pixels radius. And then transparent. Also make it 1Q so that it's a circle. We want 2 of them, so at the moment we'll do 0/100 pixels wide. That gives us 2 circles. We want them moved up a bit, so minus 30 pixels. Minus 30 pixels is good. Okay, so that gets us those top 2 circles. Then we're going to want the bottom circle, which we'll do a radial gradient of 1Q. We'll do it at 50% 0, so the center is at the top. We're going to shift it down afterwards by 25 pixels at a guess. So let's do 0 and 25 pixels. And let's do this color. For 100 pixels radius. Okay. And then transparent. That should have been 50 pixels, not 25. There we go. And that should give us most of the... Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's move that down a bit more. Okay, 60 pixels looks like it does what we need, but leaves a tiny line along the middle, so that's going to be interesting. We'll see how that plays out in a minute, but I think we might need to put a quick linear. Let's actually put a quick linear gradient in. So that's going to start as transparent until 50 pixels, and then the pink to 60 pixels, and then transparent again, and we also put that there, and that gets us that full. Okay, that covers those, and then we need a radial gradient. Now then, 1Q at 185 pixels, and downwards it's going to be 70, 115, 45. We make it this light pink, and that looks like about a 5 pixel round, and then transparent. 5 pixels too small. How about 10? How about 11? No, 9. 9's close. Let's try making that 44 pixels, 43 pixels, 44 pixels, and 184. Okay. That seems to now be in place, so now we want one more radial gradient. 1Q at 163. 163.23. That colour for probably 18 pixels. Then transparent. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Well, there's some horrible numbers. We're going to make this, well, we're going to make 100 pixels in all cases, 25 VW. We're going to submit that and see whether or not we've got 100% first before we do anything else. That is a 100% badge. So, right, what else can we possibly squish a bit? 13's prime, so that's not going to be divisible. 163 is not divisible by 3, and definitely not divisible by 4. 184 should be divisible by 4. So it'll be 40 for 160 plus 24, which will be 6, so 46 VW. 46. Yeah. 50 pixels, no. 60 pixels would be, but it's still going to have VW, so that's not going to help us at all in making this any smaller. So we can get rid of that and that. And then, is there anything else? Doesn't look like it. We'll hit minify. This isn't going to be the best. And there we have that. Now, could we do this another way? These two dots are always going to be the fun part of this, or rather the annoying part of this. We could make those into elements. We could have an element and a drop shadow for that, and an element for this. So yeah, let's let's try doing this off of a base template and start from the beginning. So number one, let's make that background this, and then let's add a paragraph, and we will set a paragraph with a height of, now then, that chunk is, let's give it a height of it's going to have a circumference of, well, diameter of 100, so up will be so 110 pixels, border radius of 100 pixels, 100 pixels, 0, 0. I'm not sure that's right. That might be. Anyway, we will set this background temporarily to red so that we can see where it is. Yeah, that's not going to be right. Let's set its margins to, right, these are both in the wrong place. It should be the other two. So let's go like that, and then let's make that a 0. That is 0. Okay, that's the bottom. Okay. Now then, we need the margin to go down by 67. We need it to be in by 80. 70, 80, 90, 100. Make that 90. 110, 120. 120 is close. 92. Right, okay. That then matches the bottom just like that. So that, then we take that red and we replace it with this pink. And that's that element in place. Now then, we need a second P. That's going to have a border radius of 50 pixels right the way round. Don't need to do anything about the background. You need to set its height to 100 pixels, which is what it would default to. We then set its margin to minus 60, minus 160, 260, 270, 280. 280 looks right. And then we come in from the side, which will be 90. 2. Now then, we're going to set this side to 192. 192 looks good. That gets us that. Then off of this we will have a box shadow that is shifted what, 50 pixels, 0, and make it that colour. Okay, not shifted that enough, maybe 100 pixels. 100 pixels is good. Okay, that gives us that full heart. Now then, we need to add those two little dots in. We will also change this to 50%, not 50 pixels, because then it can get transferred into the next paragraph. We will do another paragraph. We set the height of this one. I think we're going to go here first. So we'll call that 77-ish. 107. So that'd be 30. We will also just set the background on this to that. 60, 70, 80, 90, 90 looks good. And then squidge it in. 130 would be too much on the right. 120, 110, 115, 116. Okay. 0 on the bottom, and 216, 246, 236. 240. Height of 28, 27, 26. 26 is good. And then we go from the left, 242. Perfect. So that's now in place. And then all we need is, we need to remove that box shadow. Box shadow of nothing. So none. And then we want one more P. We just do another plus P in here. This is going to have a height of, looks about half, so let's try 13. And then a margin of -1. -1's looking reasonable. 116, no. 110, no. 100, maybe. 262, 272 is too far. About 266. 266 looks reasonably correct. seen. 101 is too far. How about 99? 98? 99. 99 looks right that side. Now how about 265? 267. Okay, and that lines all of that up. This looks longer already. This looks a lot longer. And then just to potentially save some characters, because we're using margins a lot, we'll just variabilize that. Which means that we can then go like that. We don't need the pixels on there. We use height many times, so let's actually make that a variable instead. Whether or not that's actually saved as any characters is debatable. We probably don't need that pixels on there. Then if we submit this, is this still 100? Is this 100%? That is 100%. I think we can actually take that out there. These will both be 25 VW, 25 VW. I think what we're actually going to do is add a B. Then we're going to shift that as a B. So shift that out to there. No. Yep. Because we only want the box shadow on that one. And that saves us from having to do that. Check that still matches. And minify. And that's shorter than our original solution. It's not great, but it is smaller. Is there any other way that I could do this? Hmm. wonder if we could let's try instead of this having a box shadow on this goes 2 pixels, 10 pixels. We'll call it this color. Let's see where we are. Okay. Now why have we got 4 of those? Let's have a look. Oh, I probably need to take one of those out. Yeah. Then we want 0 pixels for spread and minus 5 pixels for size. 3 pixels, 4 pixels. Then shift it along 12, 12, a bit more than that. Okay, let's go 15 and 15, a bit more than that. How about 20? 20 and 20 is looking close. Naturally, it won't be 20 and 20 because that would be far too easy. Let's have a look at 22 and 22. Close. How about 21 and 21? 21 and 21 would be absolutely spot on. So we can do that with a box shadow rather than a set of margins. And all we've done is made the box shadow smaller by using this, which is the spread radius, and we're making it smaller. Which is good. I think that also means that because we're overriding box shadow there, that I can do this, which gets us rid of this bit of boilerplate too. And if we submit that, what have we got? Let's just check that it's still 100%. It is still 100%. Okay, so that is 25 VW. Uh, 21 pixels. We'll divide that by 3. That will give us 7 VH. I said VH and promptly typed VW. Okay, we'll do that and that. And then we will minify it again. Saved us a whole 4 more characters. Can't think of anything else that I'd like to do today. Well, we can take that semicolon off for a start, which will give us another character already. Okay, well, I think that's where we're going to leave it today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.